Hello, hello. Hey, Exile, welcome back. How are y'all doing today? Good. I am, well, I'm excited to be streaming today because this week has been kind of chaotic and I haven't been able to stream at my normal times. Well, I was late on Monday and then I didn't get to stream at all on Wednesday. But yeah, this week has been kind of crazy. But the other reason that I'm super excited for today is there are a whole bunch of game sales going on right now. And so as this is something that I'm trying to do more often is spotlight what I feel like are cool indie games that don't get recognition in that don't get a whole lot of recognition in gaming spaces, especially since now that stuff like E3 is gone, it's a lot harder for cool indie games to get the word out there. And so today I am going to be playing, I think I should I don't know how long the demos are. I haven't tried the demos yet. But I'm going to be playing, I think, two demos today for games that look really cool. They're both on sale on Steam. And then there are other very cool indie games that I've played. Actually, I don't. Some that I've played on stream and some that I've just played on my own time that are on sale for really cheap right now. So I want to just promote those a little. But yeah, I'm starting off with a game called The Mermaid Mask. As far as I can tell, this is a mystery game. It seems like it's somewhat inspired by Return of the Obra Dinn, which is something I really have to play again on stream, although I've already played it. So I don't, it being a mystery game, when the gameplay is kind of the whole thing is figuring it out, it might not be as good playing it again, but it's still something I want to play on stream because it's been enough time since I played it originally that I don't remember most of the details. But anyways, Mermaid Mask. This looks super cool. This looks super cool. I've had it in my Steam library for a while and I just have not had the chance to check out the demo. So, I'm going to start off with that. All right, I switched my OBS scene this time. I didn't forget to switch my OBS scene this time. It looks like everything is working here. So, I am going to go ahead and get started. Is the game audio okay? I haven't messed with the game audio or anything like that yet. Text language is only UK English for the demo, but I should be fine other than some... where are the rest of the viewers? It normally takes people a little bit of time to get here, especially since I'm significantly later than I normally stream on Fridays. But, honestly, as long as well, even if there's one person here, I'm happy. Alright, create new file. The beginning. The other one that I've got to play the full game on stream is on the last time I did a demo day, I played the demo for the Posthumous Investigation, which is something else that looks really cool that I've got to find a time to play the full game on stream.
It's Sally. She's fast asleep.
I was expecting this to be like an intro cutscene, and nope, we just jump right in.
To be fair, it is 4 in the morning.
To be
I
fair, it is
agreed to
4 in
stay
the
awake
morning.
and see if anyone shows up.
If someone woke me up at 4 in the morning, I'd be mad too.
So far, nothing.
Alright, so he's keeping watch for some reason. There's
It's
a book by her
Sally's
bed.
been reading. She insisted that we bring it with us, although I'm not sure why.
Okay, what is this? This is a clue? An item? Hex of the Helmsman. A paperback novel belonging to Sally. It looks to be a nautical fantasy adventure. I like the art style in this. It's 3D but stylized. I love stylized 3D. There's a photograph of a well-dressed man on the inside cover. Sorry, my dog is going insane downstairs. I don't know if y'all can hear her. Hex of the Helmsman, J.D. Werman. Let's read it. 6 pages, okay. Kristen Kale Publishing, Hex of the Helmsman by J.D. Werman. Back cover is something terrible awaits you in the depths. Will you face it? He sees it in his dreams. He sees it when he closes his eyes. He cannot escape it. But what is it? Renowned hellman Marcus Mordoom is a man with a singular purpose. Why did I say game? He will not rest until he uncovers the truth of what's really hiding beneath the waves. So, mystery novel. With his debut novel, author J.D. Werman is already carving out a place for himself in the annals of history. His mastery over the typewriter shines through in every beautifully crafted sentence. The only question I have is this: how can he possibly follow this up? Kristen Kale, publisher. All right, the dedication is for T.W. Ibis, for imparting upon me what it is to love the art of writing. And then we get the first page. Chapter 1, Lost at Sea. Marcus Mordoom tightened his grip on the wheel and stared out across the bleak horizon. On this morning, the familiar frigid air of the South Sea carried something more than salt spray as it whipped around his weathered face. On this morning, the familiar howling voice of the wind seemed to be in duet with a much grander voice, a voice that spoke in a language that Mordoom could not understand, not yet. Okay.
Hex of the Helmsman by J.D. Werman. Looks like Sally's read through it a couple of times already. I wonder what's so interesting about it.
Oh, are we solving the mystery in the book? Ex-captain of the Mortuga submarine and the murder victim. Again, I love the art style. It's cartoony, but not cartoony in a way.
A wooden carving of a fish skeleton. If the windows weren't boarded up, you'd be able to see it from outside.
Sign for fishing trips.
On board the Dearest Selena.
The Dearest Selena.
That's the name of the ship. Enquire with Felicia Stonetop at the bar, or with Sylvia Seafoam at the harbor.
The names. The names are getting me already, because, like, of course, the bartender is named Stonetop, and the woman at the harbor is named Seafoam. And so, I'm sorry, but Sylvia Seafoam sounds like an aquatic-themed superhero name. Like, you know how superhero names are always, well, not always alliterative, but more often than not, they're alliterative.
Barstools.
Barstools.
The wood is rotting, so I've
strategically chosen not to sit on them.
It's a painting of a sea serpent. Wait, is it a serpent if it has legs?
It is not a serpent if it
What
has
do you
legs.
think, Sally?
And she's still asleep.
Thanks for clearing that up. There's nothing written on the barrels. I'm sure they were once filled with some kind of wonderful, unsanctioned local ale.
Wonderful, unsanctioned local ale.
It's the case file.
The reason we're here.
It was left for us right here on the bar.
A rugged leather-bound folder. It was left on the bar of the Stonetop Inn for Detective Grimoire. Well, yeah, that's definitely a detective name. A single handwritten letter and 2 photographs. For Detective Grimoire. Murder victim, Captain Magnus Mortuga, 39. Located, Illusion Theater, Mortuga submarine. Mortuga had locked himself in the room. It was later forced open and the body was discovered. Mortuga was found alone, laying on his back, with a single cross against his throat. With a single cut across his throat. No bladed weapon of any kind was found in the room. The Illusion Theater is mostly empty, save for an ancient stone cauldron with a thick metal lid. The purpose of this cauldron is unknown, however, I am informed that it has never been unlocked before. It is now unlocked. It is now open. Cool. Signed, Captain Seafoam, captain of the Mortuga submarine. So I can assume that Captain Seafoam was the second in command, and she took over after the death of Magnus.
Captain Seafoam.
Captain Seafoam.
As far as I know, that's who hired us. And who left the case file here in the inn. But where are they now? Where is anyone? Sally, what do you think?
I'm trying to figure out what this art style reminds me of.
Great contribution.
Again, it reminds me of some other game somehow.
Something outside.
I thought I heard something outside.
Hello?
Alright, so that little file
Fishing
icon
trips.
pops
I'm
up
guessing
in the
Guar with
corner
fishes.
whenever we're outside of a cutscene. Oh, alright, bye. Have a good day.
Sally, wake up. We have to go.
Why?
Because there's an eerie green light trying to lure us outside.
We have to go because there's an eerie green light trying to lure us outside. If it were me, I would just stay right there. Because if something's trying to get me outside, then I'm not going to comply with it.
Oh, that's a pretty good reason. I'll get up.
I think it's time to move around. Use the map button in the bottom left.
Oh, alright. Town of Silkworm on Sea. So definitely, British or somewhere colonized by Britain, because that is the most British town name I have ever heard in my life.
Are you awake?
I thought I was.
Hey,
but
Pelican.
Maybe not. Maybe this is my dream.
It's not a dream.
That's exactly what Dream Grimoire would say.
I'm sorry, but I can't get over...
A large
I understand
stone
that this is
statue
probably
on
meant
top
to
of a
parody
fountain.
cheesy detective novels to a certain degree, but I still can't get over the fact that his name is actually Grimoire. A large stone statue on top of a fountain.
It looks like a fisherman wrestling with some kind of dragon.
It says right here, the silkworm serpent.
It can't be a serpent. It has legs.
How it goes? It's going good so far. I haven't been streaming for that long. Can't be a serpent, it has legs. Exactly!
Right?
It is not a serpent if it has legs.
Another abandoned building.
Mr. Grips Emporium.
Emporium.
What do you think they sell?
Currently, nothing.
I like her, she's straightforward.
It's a billboard for a theater.
Baroness Fortuna presents Fortuna Hall. Performing tonight, Waylon Wolf.
Oh, tonight?
Again, Waylon Wolf is another one that, like, sounds like a B-list superhero name. Like, it's got the alliteration and the unsubtle reference to... if this was a comic book, it would be an unsubtle reference to, like, werewolf powers or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't come all this way to go to the theater. Also, the sign is several years old.
Also, the
It's
sign
the
is several
stone-top
years
emblem,
old.
I
That's not the
guess.
primary
Looks
issue
like a
with it.
snowman.
It's not. Why would it be a snowman?
Alright then, what is it?
I think it's 3 stones stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that actually does make more sense.
Alright, I think I've checked
That
mostly
must be the
everything
logo.
here.
I think it's a hot
I've
emblem.
always wanted to
Well
go.
then, you're in the right place at the wrong time.
So I think my best option is probably to check this sign.
Silkworm on Sea. It's a ghost town.
A ghost town?
I just meant since, you know, it's abandoned.
The guy whose name is Grimoire is afraid of ghosts.
But yeah, there might be ghosts.
There's something in the water.
There's
What
something in the
is
water.
it?
No shit.
I don't know. But whatever it is the source of the green light.
Well, that did something.
Is that?
A submarine. I think I can see someone standing on the deck.
That's probably the captain, Captain... How have I already forgotten what her name is?
Maybe we should go take a look.
Captain... what's her name? Captain Seafoam. That's what's her name. That is what her name is.
Is that?
Words are hard
A
today.
submarine. I think I can see.
Maybe we should go take a look.
How do you see someone standing on deck of a submarine? A submarine doesn't have a deck unless you're talking the inside. In which case you shouldn't be able to see someone, because a submarine that's transparent is not a very good submarine.
An old
fuck is
wooden
that?
boy
An old wooden buoy.
with a face.
That is totally not creepy as hell. It looks like a lost soul that's just trapped there
This
forever.
is where the green light was coming from. I noticed it started to fade as soon as we stepped onto the deck.
The top is called a deck too. Okay.
So it's a buoy that doubles as a lighthouse?
The opposite, really. A lighthouse warns you to stay away, but this thing lured us in.
Again, another cheesy detective novel line.
An old rowing boat.
Old rowboat.
Or-
Or...
Or what?
Or it only has one oar.
Oh! Looks like it originally said Seafoam.
But that got crossed out, and it now says Mortuga.
I'm getting mutiny vibes from this. I don't know about you.
It's the wrong way around.
It is the wrong way around to be a mutiny, because Mortuga's the one who's dead, and Seafoam's the new captain.
Take another look at the case file.
It's the bit that sticks out of the top of the submarine.
No shit, Sherlock.
It's called the Sail, or sometimes the Fairwater.
Wait, you know submarine words?
Apparently so. So, this is the Mortuga submarine.
According to the case file, yeah.
And Mortuga is...
The murder victim.
He was the captain. Now he's the murder victim.
Okay, so where's the new captain?
Good question.
I thought we said that we saw someone standing on deck, but I don't see anyone here.
Those are some big puddles, considering it's only slightly raining.
I mean, it is a
Yes.
submarine.
However, 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
the foredeck was underwater.
Right.
Well, I guess I'm going in.
There's nobody here.
The door's open, though.
Oh, there's nobody here.
Somebody must have opened
Does
it.
that constitute an invitation? Ready, Sally?
Well, I don't think there's anything else to check out on the deck. Or at least nothing obvious. So in we go. The parlor.
What's at the bottom of the ladder?
I can't see.
It's dark as
pitch
shit.
black.
Should we go back up?
Wait, I think there's a lever.
Oh, there we go. There's some light. The parlor.
Whoa.
Painting on the ceiling that says her.
What is that?
Her painting. A large painting of some unknown being. It's set in an ornate wooden frame. The brass plaque displays a single word, her. Unusually, it has been set directly onto the painting. Something on the back. That's the stone. Stone top in logo, and then two. Those look like sandbags, maybe. They could also be earrings, but I think they're more likely to be, or maybe they are more likely to be earrings in this case. Two weirdly bag-shaped objects.
There's something weird about this painting.
What?
The smell. It
Smells weird. Well, that's helpful, thanks.
Yeah, you're right. It smells like...
It's kind of earthy, damp.
If it's on the inside of a submarine, it shouldn't be damp.
Well, it's an old painting. Old things smell.
It's just weird because we're in a submarine.
Yeah, exactly.
That it smells like soil. I cleaned the couch.
What?
I claim the
If
couch.
we end up having to stay the night.
Sally, we are not staying overnight on the murder submarine.
But I brought my toothbrush.
We are not staying overnight on
It's
the
like an
murder
old-fashioned
submarine.
Drawing room.
I don't see any drawings.
Not that kind of drawing room.
It's short for withdrawing, as in you withdraw there after dinner.
I actually never knew that.
I cleaned the couch.
What?
If we end
Sally.
up
Okay, so
I
that's the
brought my
same dialogue there. Glass of
A
wine
glass
on
of
the
wine.
table.
ominously left half finished.
Maybe the wine was corked.
Ominously corked.
I know that she's like the murder mystery novel reader, and that like that's meant. I'm sure that's meant to be a commentary on her habit of reading murder mystery novels and assuming that everything's ominous. But at the same time, she's the one who's made all of the most solid observations. Our detective player character doesn't seem to be particularly observant, especially for a detective.
I guess this is what lights up the room when you pull the switch.
I wonder what they burned to make it pink.
I mean, there's quite a few things you could add to a fire to make it pink. I don't actually remember what the
speaker mounted on the wall.
the one that's most often used in fireworks is, but there's some chemical that's used in fireworks to make pink, to add pink pigment to the explosions, so that it could be the same thing. Or there's several other things that burn pink. Old-fashioned speaker mounted on the wall. It's playing spooky music.
For vampires.
I hear it.
But the vampires are all wearing masks, and there's one guy who's secretly not a vampire, and...
Sally.
Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of places I can go. I think that probably leads to outside. I'm not sure where that leads. And then that leads upstairs as well.
I think this door leads into the control room.
Okay, so that's not outside, which means that this ladder here probably leads to outside.
I want to go into the control room.
Well, you can't.
It's locked. There's a note on the door.
It's taped
Tacked
up on the other side.
of
You
the
don't
door.
need to come in here.
You don't need to
The
come in
crime
here.
scene is one floor down at the very back of the submarine. Captain Seafoam.
Thanks for the directions, I guess.
Do you get the sense that the captain is hiding from us?
Has she locked herself in the control room? That seems like the most likely explanation for, well, one, her absence, but second, someone had to bring the submarine up and someone would have had to open the door. So my guess is the captain's probably in the control
Why would
room.
they do that?
Alright, so I can't go in there.
It's the ladder leading back up to the foredeck.
So that leads back outside. Which means I think my option is probably to go
They're
here.
just ocean landscapes.
Ocean landscapes in the frames. I figure if you work in a submarine, you would see
I don't
enough
see it.
It's short
ocean.
for with
I actually never knew that. The candles are actually lit. Some of them, anyway.
I'm guessing this place hasn't booked its quarterly fire safety inspection.
Alright. Can
It's
I
like
head
an
that
old-
way?
I don't see any drawings.
It's short for
Which way do I go? Ramsey's towards the very back of the submarine.
What's in the frames?
They're just ocean.
That's what's in the frames. Oh, I can use the map button to move around. There we go.
Let's go to the crime scene before we do anything else.
This will be the crime scene then. Okay. Mess hall.
It's a big metal statue of a serpent.
Big metal statue of a serpent.
There's a cabinet built into it, but I think it's locked.
Still worth taking a closer look at it. Oh, we've got a puzzle. Okay. So we probably need to get each of the shapes to where they need to be. Okay, so that rotates. So there's got to be a dial here somewhere. There's a dial here that rotates. So to get 9, I need 3 and 6. Or...
Nope.
4 dials. Turning each dial
What do
rotates.
those numbers mean, though?
okay, so you have got to be a triangle, which means that you are probably this one. Yes. Okay, and then for me to get 9 here, I need a 3 and a... I need a 3 and a 6, but I think I only have a 3 and a 5. Unless there's got to be another dial that I can get something in here. No. This one goes there. This one only rotates here. I don't know if I can get, wait, I can do 5 and 4 to get 9 here. 5 and 4. Okay. And then to get you, I need 7 and 3. And then to get 4, I need a square. There we go.
That's the one.
Good job. The little cabinet.
Anything in there?
Anything in there? Let's see. Sun tablets. There's nothing printed on the label, but someone has drawn simply a picture of a sun. So we've got sun on the front and garlic on the back. Vitamins, maybe? No, there's 3 types of tablets, but only 2 drawings. Okay. Don't think I can do anything with that yet. There's 3 varieties of tablets, but only 2.
It's a big
We
mess.
opened the cabinet and found this.
Alright, I don't need to look at the sun tablets right now, I don't think.
3 tables, arranged into a Z shape.
It's actually more like an S from this angle.
Oh, maybe they were trying to write my name, but they ran out of tables.
Playing cards.
Playing
Looks like
cards.
someone
Oh,
got...
really?
I have no idea. I just thought that would sound cool. 3 tables.
It's actually
Oh, maybe...
Okay,
a little pot with a red crayon and a blue
red crayon and a blue
Not going to
crayon.
pick it up.
No?
$10 says this turns out to be an important clue.
You're on.
This
Alright,
looks like
Is
dead
coral
Coral
ever alive?
decoration.
Coral are marine animals, dude.
Coral are in fact marine
What?
animals. Pufferfish lamp.
For fish lamp.
A timeless classic.
I guess this is the mess.
It is kind of a mess, yeah.
Not that kind of mess.
Pots and pans for
Pots
cooking.
and pans hanging on the ceiling.
Hey, it's a kitchen.
We didn't have one of those last time.
What?
Nothing.
A picture of a fish.
Picture
Delightful.
of a fish. Alright.
I guess this is the
It
mess.
is kind of a mess.
I
yeah.
guess I'm probably moving to the next room. I can check the
Wait.
window.
Are these windows or lights?
Both. It's a good idea, since you'd never get any natural light down here.
Alright, so I'm not getting anything from the... Whoa,
Well, let's head to the crime scene first.
that's a lot of rooms. Okay. Illusion Theater. Why is there a theater in the submarine?
The stool's been knocked over.
Doesn't it look familiar to you?
It's one of the bar stools from the inn.
Sally, it's a standard wooden stool. I don't...
It looks exactly like the bar stools in the
Yeah,
stand-up inn.
exactly.
Someone's taped a drawing to the wall.
I think it's supposed to be a poster.
I don't like how... Well... On one hand, I understand that this is meant to be like a detective game. On the other hand, I don't really like how much information it's giving me right off the bat. Like, instead of letting me figure out stuff like they told me. Like, doesn't this stool look familiar? And then, I would have liked it if it stopped at the doesn't this stool look familiar and let you figure out on your own that it's one of the stools from the inn. Baroness Fortuna presents Lady of the Looking Glass. Fortuna Hall, Silkworm on Sea, Monday through Saturday at 8 p.m. Hand-drawn poster. Title here, Illusion Theater. And then the back is... Yeah. I'm not quite sure where Fortuna Hall is, but that might be something
There's
I
a
want to...
wooden
That
panel
might be
along
somewhere I want to
here.
go.
Can you see anything through that little hole?
No, it's too dark.
There's a little broken bottle on the floor.
I'm guessing Mortuga dropped this when he died.
Moon tablet, or moon vial. So that's got to be related to the sun tablets, is my guess. There's no illustration on the back like there is with the sun tablets, because the sun tablets have an illustration of garlic on the back. This is almost
It's a
entirely
heavy bulkhead
conjecture.
door,
There's actually a wheel on both
so
sides.
I could lock
If
it.
you were strong enough, maybe.
Ouch.
So you can unlock or relock the door from either side. Again, this may be entirely different than the point, but the sun vial has a drawing of garlic on the back. Garlic is a variety of nightshade, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, garlic is related to onions, which are also a variety of nightshade. So that may have something to do with the moon bottle being poisoned.
There's a little broken
I'm
bottle.
guessing Mortuga dropped
Although
this
the
when he
moon bottle
died.
could just as easily be medicine. Something that's also interesting is the blood splatter runs that way. Although the perspective seems to imply that this window is uphill. Or, well, slanted up, but given that it's a submarine, that may not necessarily
Someone's hung up a banner with the words Illusion Theater painted on it. What's the illusion, I wonder?
You know, I think this room's had some kind of rebranding.
Rebranding from what? What was it before?
be. A bathroom.
Possibly nothing. A small room like this wouldn't normally have a name at all. There's a cloth hanging up on the wall.
There's a
Those
cloth on the wall.
footprints.
Footprints. A square of thick sailcloth have found hanging up on the wall in the Illusion Theater. Footprints have been marked in the center of a circular imprint. Someone has painted the words "The Stargazing Girl." And the paint's leaked throughout the back, but I don't know if that's relevant or not. But that looks like the porthole in the wall.
This is the cauldron?
Not quite what I was expecting.
Stone cauldron. The glittering interior of the cauldron is marked with several deep scratches. The exterior is spotted with algae and barnacles. However, these are absent on the inside of the cauldron and on the metal lid, and the metal lid has space for some sort of mechanism on it. A gear, it looks like? So it's gotta have a lock of some kind. Meaning that whenever they found it, it was probably locked, given the lack of algae and barnacles on the inside.
The case file said it had never been unlocked before.
Yeah, exactly. So there's got to be some sort of gear that goes
Someone's
in
taken-
the...
I think it's supposed to be a poster.
I've already seen this. There's some sort of gear that goes in the lock.
Someone's hung up a curtain here. It's tied to the wall right now, but looks like it could be drawn across the middle of the room.
No, like a theater curtain. Finally, something to justify the name of the room.
I have a feeling the curtain was probably put up after they decided to make it a theater. Not before.
We can't leave.
Why not?
And because this is the last room in the demo.
That was a very short
Trail of
demo.
blood. Looks like it came from the wound in Mortuga's neck. It runs straight down the room towards the back of the submarine.
No, it doesn't. Not immediately.
It pools first.
It pulls out first.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
it changes its mind.
And then
So,
there's the
it's just
body
like the case
outline.
file said. He landed on his back with the cauldron at his feet.
He was killed by getting cut across the neck, right?
Yeah, you can see that's where the blood came from.
So the person, if he fell on his back and he was cut across the neck, he must have been facing the cauldron, and whoever killed him must have been facing the door. Assuming that someone did kill him and he didn't kill himself.
But there's no weapon. No knife or anything.
Nothing.
Although if he did kill himself, there would be a murder weapon, because I doubt anyone would take it out of the room unless they had something to hide by hiding the reason he killed himself.
This place gives me the creeps. That cauldron especially. I keep staring into it like I'm going to see something. But it really does seem to be empty.
To quote
All the
from case
scratches
file,
across the inside implies
Mortuga
that
had
someone
locked
took
himself in
something
the
out of
room.
it.
It was later forced open, and the body was discovered.
So Mortuga was alone in a locked room. A very
But it's not a
small
real
locked
locked room mystery if you
There
can
really
lock the
isn't
room from
anywhere
both
for
the
murder
outside
to
and the
hide.
inside.
I'm not so sure. I think there is a hiding place.
Hiding place is the inside of the cauldron. Okay. So I've only got 2 people. So one of these 2 must have unlocked the cauldron. I think probably Magnus unlocked the cauldron. Or Captain Seafoam unlocked the cauldron. And hid something inside. Magnus locked the cauldron and hid something inside, possibly the weapon? I don't have enough information to get this yet. So, I mean, we only have 2 people, so it's gotta be down, locked the cauldron, and hid something inside. So the question is, who unlocked the cauldron? Or maybe Magnus unlocked the cauldron and was killed by whatever was inside? That seems like the most realistic conclusion.
Magnus Mortuga unlocked the cauldron and was killed by what was inside.
I really don't think a person would fit in that cauldron. And didn't they say it had never been unlocked before? If that's true, there couldn't have been anyone in there.
Right, I agree. I don't think it was a person.
Then what?
I don't know. But you have to wonder why it was kept locked in the first place. I'm guessing there was something pretty bad in there.
Look, Mortuga died from a cut across his neck, not from some vague paranormal entity. Unless you're suggesting it was a vague paranormal entity with a knife?
Did you get a good look at the inside of the cauldron? There was something I noticed.
He's got a point. There's claw marks all over the inside of the cauldron. I didn't really think about that. I noticed inside the cauldron. The scratches inside the cauldron.
The scratch marks.
I think it was something with claws. I don't think it was something with a knife. Oh, yeah. So that's the end of the demo. Seems interesting so far. Although I can't entirely say I like the gameplay style. I wish there was more. It kind of... The method of finding the answer implies the answer. To me, at least. Quit the game. Alright. So yeah, to me at least, the method of finding the answer implies the answer in and of itself. It's sort of, it answers its own questions. Which, I don't know how I feel about. I'd have to play more of the game to really get a feel for how I feel about that particular style of gameplay. I think it definitely has potential to be really good. I just can't necessarily speak to how good it is by nature of the demo. Which is kind of unfortunate, because I like when the demo sort of makes me want to play more. Alright, I think... Yeah, I honestly don't have too much to say about that one. I think I'm gonna move on to the next game. The next game is also one that I'm pretty sure it's on sale right now. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm like 80% sure it's on sale right now. It is on sale right now, okay. So the next one I'm gonna try is Strange Horticulture, which as far as I can tell is also a mystery game, but more puzzle-based than deduction-based. I have to remember to change my category on Twitch. Let me fix that real quick. Strange Horticulture. Strange Horticulture. There we are. Alright, and then let me get this demo launched. While I'm waiting on that to launch, how are y'all doing today? There's a good reason I'm not really a just chatting streamer. I don't have anything to talk about. Well, I mean, I have stuff I can talk about. I don't really do small talk. If you give me something to talk about, like if you give me a game or something to talk about, I can do that for like hours. Ooh. The intro music is really cool. Give me a second. I have to get my game capture up and running again. Game capture, Strange Horticulture demo. Just got back. What did I miss? You missed the end of the Mermaid Mask demo. The demo was a little bit shorter than I was hoping for, but it is what it is. I was saying that I can't really comment too much on the style of gameplay yet, just because I haven't really gotten a whole lot of experience with it. I got just pretty much a very short prologue. It seems like the story could definitely be interesting, and it seems like there's definitely some sort of like supernatural occurrence going on. Well, it doesn't have to be supernatural. It could just as easily be a wild animal. But anyways, the story seems like it could be interesting, but I can't get a good grasp on how much I feel like I would like the game from just the demo. And now I'm trying this one up next. This one is also this Strange Horticulture is also labeled as a mystery game, although I feel like it's going to be more puzzle based than the last one was. But I've also had this one sitting in my Steam library for a while that I've been meaning to check it out. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that the neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or, more likely, exchange unpleasantries. Also, let me know if the game audio is too loud or anything like that, since I haven't messed with the settings at all. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There is much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. So medicinal? I guess medicinal. This game features some small text. If you're having difficulties reading, you can hold shift to zoom in. Yeah, they tell you that because just immediately you see. Okay. I found it, an excerpt on the elusive wandering Boo? I'm not sure how to say that. Come to the library in Ambleside and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the Gilded Dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Hellbone a good scratch behind the ear for me. Is the cat named Hellbone? I kind of love that. Alright, so we've got plants up here. A note here with what looks like a bellflower of some kind. I would assume I need to water the plants at some point. I'm gonna see if I can find this bellflower that I'm looking for. It could maybe be that. No, because that one has that little drop there. That's not what I'm looking for. It's not that one. So my guess is it's this one, maybe. A closer inspection. Oh, I can do that. Okay. A single pink flower that smells pleasant. Okay. Let me check out this other flower, too. The leaves are coarse to the touch. I don't know the name yet. Day 1, Friday. I can check out... Oh, cat! I have a drawer. Items. Strange plants. This encyclopedia can be used as a reference to help identify plants. Note that where I have included sketches, these are not always intended as an aid to identification. Oftentimes, a description will be more useful to you. Remember to take extra care when dealing with poisonous plants. I accept no responsibility should injury or death occur as a result of misuse of this encyclopedia. WV. I'm assuming that's the author? Strange Book of Plants. Wilfrid Voynich. Bishop's Parasol, Farmer's Worry, Forest Camphor, Fox Button, Gandy Root, Harlequin Blue, Lemon Dandy, Mary's Breath, Mellow Glow, Wren, St. John's Poppy, and Winterboar. Bishop's Parasol is a mushroom found in damp, dark places, feeding on any light that gets close to it. It can seem to draw light in, enveloping its surroundings in darkness. See, this seems like much more my speed, because I really like plants, and, well, I like studying the historical and modern medicinal uses of plants. It's something I think that's really interesting. The gills on the underside of this mushroom seep a milky fluid that can be consumed as a treatment for stomach pains. A spongy farmer's worry, Agricola timor. A spongy mushroom with potent abilities. Only safe to consume in small quantities. Grants great strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue. Okay, so these must be the plants that I'm looking at. Not as spongy as most mushrooms. In fact, the undersides are somewhat sharp. Red warts protrude from the caps. So that is not, in fact, the bishop's parasol. This one smells strongly of soured milk. Bad enough to make my eyes water. So that could be the bishop's parasol. It doesn't mention anything about its sponginess. But I also can't see the underside of the cap. And I can't tell if that particle effect is meant to be the drawing light in. I don't seem to have any other mushrooms at the moment. So I'm gonna move on to the flowers. The strong-smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful soporific effect. It's a common ingredient in sleeping draughts. The camphor produces a beautiful rounded dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. It wants me to press this bell, but I am taking my time. I want to read everything. So, blue flower. Light airy scents. Or, this is another blue flower. Stiff leaves. Smaller blue flowers. Rounded dark blue cluster. I think this is most likely to be the forest camphor. Then, also a mushroom that likes the light. Yeah, that's paranormal. I mean, the atmosphere of this game implies that there will be some sort of paranormal happening. But I don't actually know quite yet. Smell is faintly off-putting but not overpowering. This has a strong smelling bulb and blue flowers. It's pungent but not unpleasant. This might be the forest camphor then, because that's pretty clearly a bulb with blue flowers. Fox button. Considered by some to represent a contract of friendship between strangers. Oh, it's got florography in it too. Alright, so I'm looking for something with thick, shiny leaves grow in opposing pairs along the stem. It could be this one as well. It smells of nothing that I can detect. That looks more like the drawing. Doesn't say anything about the leaves, though. Or it could be this one. Small leaves, delicate flowers. I don't think it's that one. So my guess is it's either this one or this one, although I feel like this is more likely to be. Can I rearrange these flowers? Yes, I can. Lovely. So I can identify them by which I think is most likely to be what in what order. Alright, so I think that this is most likely to be the fox button. Next page, Gandhi root. Plant with medicinal properties that can aid with digestive troubles. Care must be taken, however, as the rough leaves can be an irritant. So it's got to be this one, I think, because this is the one that mentioned rough leaves. Oh, no, that's not the one that mentioned rough leaves. It's this one that mentioned the rough leaves. Yes, so I think that's probably the Gandhi root with the... It matches the portrait, and it matches the... Sorry, I'm already, like, engaged in this. Harlequin blue. When the bushy blue flower heads die back, they release seeds with a downy pappus which asserts some wind dispersal. Once dried and hardened, the stems can be burned as incense. As they burn, they let out high-pitched shrieks, widely believed to be the spirits of dead souls trapped in the plant. Yeah, that's not paranormal at all. I don't know if any of these are easily identifiable. Let me take a look at this. Smells faintly of wood smoke. Feels like rough glass paper. That's not it. It's gonna be something with downy seeds. I don't think it's this one, but it's worth checking. Veined leaves have a waxy finish. No. Soft purple with a sweet scent. Blue flowers, light, airy scent. I don't think it's this one, but... Scent that scratches at the back of my throat. Flowers are red with a sweet scent. That one just mentions the smell. What about you? You look like a dandelion. Light buttery scent. Waxy leaves. This one just talks about the pleasant smell. Harlequin blue means that it's probably one of the blue flowers, but I'm not sure which, so I'm gonna move on. Lemon dandy. Its curled leaves are thought to be the origin of this plant, supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medicinal uses, the flower of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. Alright. So it's going to be a spiky with curled leaves. I think it's got to be this one. So you're going to move over here. Because, yes, I have 3. And then I skipped the Harlequin blue, so that would be 4. Mary's breath. The wide waxy leaves allow this plant. Oh, cat. I got distracted. Unless it's a fake blue. Oh, yeah, you have a point. Either way, I'm not quite sure which one to... I'm not quite sure how to identify that one yet. But Mary's breath. It is said that a person can be bound to secrecy using Mary's breath. Used to be grown in the royal garden so that the king could ensure the trust of his confidants. But the practice fell out of favor. Let's see. Are you the one that mentioned waxy leaves? I think you're probably Mary's breath then. Moving on. Mellow glow. Among other uses for this plant, the most remarkable is that it can allow a person to pass unnoticed. Though not invisible, it is possible to become hidden from sight and memory. It has sharp thorns. I don't think anything that I've got has mentioned thorns yet. Maybe this one? That doesn't look right. It's faintly of wood smoke. Feels like rough glass paper. So it could be that one. It could be this one. Small red berries. Wren. The long leaves of wren are known to turn black in the presence of certain poisons and can be used to detect them. It has no flowers, though it is said to smell unpleasant to those who have known death and sweet to those who have not. Alright, so we know my uncle died. So it probably has an unpleasant smell. And no flowers. So it can't be any of these. My guess is it's probably this one? Or I can't tell if that's meant to be a flower or a leaf. It looks like a flower. It's probably this one in this case. The long leaves are known to turn black in the presence of poisons. Alright, so I don't know which one Mellow Glow is. But I do know that that one is... I'm pretty sure that one's Wren. Let me know if you want me to move on, but I'm really interested in seeing all of the... St. John's Poppy. The vibrant petals of this flower can be brewed to create a draught that can greatly improve the imbiber's hearing ability. The flowers of St. John's Poppy are bright red with a yellow center. So that's probably this one then. Yeah. Bright red with a yellow center. So you will go after... Move you here. Move you here. Winter boar, also known as the blue aloe or blue winter after its cool blue-gray flowers. Winter boar is a hardy plant, often found growing in extreme cold environments. The rubbery leaves make an effective insect repellent. Alright, so it's... I guess it's a blue flower. It could be you, maybe? Nothing about the leaves. Blue flowers, stiff leaves. I'm looking for rubbery. That's not really a blue flower. Purple flower. That's not a blue flower, but... You, maybe? Light, airy scents. Alright, so no blue flowers mention anything about the texture of the leaves except for you. But you don't look like the picture. You look like the picture, but you're not a blue flower. Or maybe you? Soft purple. Nope. Okay. Moving on then. That's all I've got in the Book of Plants. I've got map of Undermere and the surrounding area. Oh, the will to explore. That's something. What are you? You're a compass of some sort? Library in Ambleside. Okay, so I'm looking for... What are you? Your tags. Labels. I'm looking for Ambleside. I'm gonna drag these off the page for now. Ambleside, Ambleside, Ambleside. There you are. Oh no, I don't want to... Oh, the library in Ambleside is one of my favorite haunts. Simone the librarian is always helpful and friendly and shares some of my passion for unusual plants. Today she's grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she found. Book entry? Collect. Okay. So I don't believe I ever actually leave the shop, but I can go with Lowick to Idle Head, Foxfield to Crinkle Crags. I can drag the letter around. Labels. Letters. Dangerous plant grows sparsely in the hills to the north of Backbarrow. Keep it secret. Then article? Or archive. Okay. So I'm gonna put notes and stuff in the archive and fold up the map for now. I'm not sure what you are. You seem to be a compass of some kind? Must pet the cat. You're right. Must pet the cat. That's a good cat. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the map again. I'm gonna go will to explore, maybe? So I don't think I can open up the map again. Oh, it takes a certain... I must have to get, like, points for this, then. Alright, so I'll drag you aside. Clues. Oh, I should call the next customer, look through the notes and letters. Alright, so I'm gonna put you in the archive, because I don't need you at the moment. Alright, and then I can close you, and I can call... Oh, will to explore. There we go. So I need a note of some kind. Okay, so anything that I put in the archive, I can access when I look at the map. So I will put all of these in the archive then. And then open up the map. Access you, Lowick to Idlehead, Foxfield to Crinkle Crags. Alright, so I'm looking for any of those places. Idlehead. Alright, so there's Idlehead. I need to find Lowick. Oh, there are more important things I could be doing back at the shop. Okay, so I'll add you to the archive. Can I add you to the archive? I cannot. I can just close you up. Oh, those change. That's got to be a vault of some kind then. You look like you're the first clue to that, so I'm gonna leave you on the... Or actually, I'm gonna put you in clues for now. And I think I can welcome in the first customer. Victoria Gray. I must have walked past this shop 100 times without ever stopping to look. What a wonderful place to spend your day, surrounded by plants. I came here because I have an unusual request. At night, I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me. But nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has got the better of me. I must find out what they are saying. Alright, so I need to give her St. John's Poppy, which is which one in the order? It is one of the later ones. I'm going to close my archive. St. John's Poppy is the bright red with the yellow center. This one. Plant identified. Rewards a book entry. Okay. Clavilium. Alright, so I actually am gonna go and look at any newer ones. Heart-shaped leaves. You know, I can remember which one is which. I don't necessarily need to catalog them all. Although I have the will to explore. Now. Okay, I should take these out of the archive. They're going to be more useful out than they are in. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants, though, eh? Got a letter for you. Okay. See, this game has definitely already caught my eye more. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear that wickedness had injected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in the world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Ducken. What is this? I have a growing fear deep within me. I cannot let it take hold. I can do a closer inspection of the plants. I will set you aside. I'm gonna look at the map again. I've got will to explore. Lowick to Idlehead and Foxfield to Crickle Crags. So I'm looking for Lowick. I've got labels. Can I use these somehow? I'm not sure. I don't know how to use these at the moment. I'm looking for... Okay, so Undermere, we're here. That's Idlehead, so Lowick must be one of these ones along the path. Lowick, maybe? Lowick to Idlehead is the mountains, and Foxfield to Crinkle Crags is the... Why did I come here? Okay, so I can't do anything with that yet. Will to explore is time-based. Noted. You go back there, you go back there. This game has a nice art style. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying the, the music, too. I'm gonna pet the cat again, because the cat deserves to be pet all the time. Gilbert Ames. Something's got those witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way round, down through Back Barrow. I never did trust the Sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've brought Fennec from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Hardly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to cover to get here. Alright, so which one is lemon dandy? Is the curl leaves. So you are lemon dandy, I'm pretty sure. Sweet. Plant identified. Rewards, plant. New plant acquired, you. And then you were... Did you not have a label on you? Pale yellow flowers. What did he say he brought? I've already forgotten. I might have something that matches one of these. Bishop Terrasol, Clavilium. So you are pale yellow flowers. The leaves are quite soft. Alright. This feels like the kind of game I have to take notes on. Alright, I've got the will to explore again. I think I've got you. Gosforth is a hateful town. Alright, so I'm gonna check out Gosforth. If I can figure out where. The Daughter's Stone Circle. I'm looking for Gosforth. There's Backbarrow. So when he says he has to take the long way around, he must mean that he can't go up through here. No, if he was... he probably means the forest. So then it's Loic, Foxfield. What am I looking for again? How did I forget what I'm looking for already? Gosforth. I should not have come here. A darkness hangs over this town like an executioner's blade. I feel a rising dread in my chest. Oh. Okay, so I want to avoid going there. Good to know. Faye Swift. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her, a terrifying, black, skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape, and though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of expression about its features. It appeared to be laughing, but not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past few weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. What are you? Oh, I can get a character profile. Faye grew up with her mother. She is the psychic. Her father was rarely violent, but once is enough. When he struck her, it finally broke the hold that he had over her mother, and she fled in the night, the sleeping Faye held close. Faye often has vivid dreams, but has never considered that other people do not. She came to Strange Horticulture, seeking relief from her nightmares. And then I've got a chat log for her. Forest Camphor. Alright, so I need the book. Forest Camphor is strong-smelling bulb, rounded dark blue cluster made up of smaller flowers. I think you were the Forest Camphor, right? Bulb is a soft yellow and the leaves are waxy, and small dark blue flowers. That seems like it's about right. Okay. I should probably be adding labels to these plants so I can see which ones I've identified already. Okay, so I can drag a label to the plant. And you are Forest Camp H-R-Y, Camphor. Oh, and I can make them different colors. I'm gonna keep you yellow for now. Which are the other ones I've identified? Forest Camphor, St. John's Poppy is the red flower. St. John's Poppy. I don't think I'm on a time limit for the days. I figure it's gotta be like a... If I am on a time limit for the days, there's no clear indicator of it. So you're medicinal. I'm gonna make yellow be... Okay, so I'm gonna make yellow be medicinal and red be like an enhancing flower. Alright, which other ones do I have? I have Lemon Dandy. Lemon Dandy. Amongst several medicinal uses, afflictions of the heart. So you're Lemon Dandy. I'm gonna make you you're medicinal, so I'm gonna label you as medicinal. Okay, I can put my labels away. And I guess welcome in the next person? Nora Butterfield. Got any wandering blue? That always reminds me of, oh, what's his name? Anyway, the blue, if you've got it. Alright, wandering blue. So called because this fungus can move slowly in the dark. It has been known to cover distances of up to several meters in a single night. The gills on the underside of this mushroom form beautiful flowing lines. They are also quite hard and sharp, earning this plant the nickname Finger's Bane. Alright, so I'm looking for a mushroom of some kind. Let's see. Undersides are somewhat sharp. There we go. You are going to be the Wandering Blue then. Which is, Wandering Boo, not Blue. Alright, as far as I can tell, you're not medicinal, though. Alright, so Wandering Boo is enhancing. It's neither, so I'm gonna give you a purple label, I believe. Yeah, purple. Wandering Boo. Boo-egg? I'm not entirely sure how to say that. Closed. End day. Alright, so I'm gonna check on the will to explore one more time before the end of the day. You are dangerous plant, grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Backbarrow. So I'm looking for northeast. Yeah, northeast here. The weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into a bright sunshine. A good thing too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over, a cloak of unwelcome shade. Alright, we have a new plant. Cool looking too. Alright, I'm gonna close my map. And put you in the archives since I'm done with you. I don't have any of the rest of the will to explore. And I don't want to trigger my rising dread either, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the day. Oh, I'm hungry all of a sudden. Which is weird, because I feel like I haven't been streaming for that long. Ooh, is this like a tarot card? It started when she found something. Something that she was not meant to find. A book, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the Ambleside Library. Row H, the Third River. Okay, this is a game that I need to be taking notes on. Let me see. And that's the end of the demo. Oh, okay. So I am already super interested in this. So this is definitely going to be one that I want to follow up on. I was expecting a longer demo for both of these, to be honest. But I still want to keep streaming, so what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take a short break real quick, grab a small snack, and then I will be back to figure out another demo to play. I still have a couple in my Steam library that I can look at. But yeah, I will be back in just a couple minutes. My mic muted itself. There we go. What was I saying? Alright, so I have a couple of demos I can play. My mic is working now. Yeah, okay. I have a couple of demos I can play. I've got the prologue of Not for Broadcast, which is, I'm fairly sure, I'm not quite sure if dystopian is the right word, but it's a... I'm not entirely sure if satire is the right word either. It's a sort of politics-centered game that puts you behind the... puts you in a role running this things behind the scenes in a fictional public television station in what I think is meant to be England. Or I have the demo, in terms of what I already have downloaded, I have the demo for Pools, which is a liminal spaces game. I don't know if I can really call it a horror game, if I can properly call it a horror game, just because I don't actually know if there's any real horror elements to it, but it's like a liminal spaces kind of creepy game. Is there anything in particular y'all want to see? Either that, or if you have any recommendations for a game you want to see me check out, I can absolutely, check out some other cool indie games, if there's demos out there for them. The one you were just talking about is good. The Pools? Sure. I have not checked this demo out yet. I have Not for Broadcast, I played like the first 5-10 minutes. Alright, let's see. I need to switch my OBS scene. My rec would be Darkwood. I think it has a demo. Okay, there's my game capture. Gotta make sure my game capture window is actually reflecting the right thing. Pools. There we go. Alright, can you see everything okay? I think it should be working now. Yes, alright. I need to mess with my zoom on this. The aspect ratio on it's weird. It doesn't like it's cutting off like the bottom corner of it. It doesn't like my OBS layout. Okay, you know, I can zoom in a little. That should be fine. Alright, so... Okay, so that is credits. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Settings, mouse sensitivity, run input, hold, toggle. Okay, I want hold for my run input. So I'm guessing this is probably a horror-ish game if there is a... This probably is a horror-adjacent game if there is a run option. And especially if there's a run option that you can toggle. But let's see how it goes. I have no idea what I'm getting into, other than that it's like a liminal spaces type game. Okay, so I am assuming I fell through this hole in the ceiling. Looks like there's 2 directions I can go. Okay, I can already tell you I have to turn down the head bobbing on it because it's already given me like a little bit of motion sickness. 40% should be better. particle effects on the steps are cool. I've got to turn this up so I can hear all the sound effects. Don't slip. Noted. Controls seem to be the normal, WASD, shift to run, all that sort of thing. Darkwood doesn't have a demo. That does kind of suck. I don't like the way that water looks. I'm not going in it. Well, it looks like my only way to go without getting in the water is probably this way. That's not creepy at all. This is probably a map of some kind. I'm gonna want to remember it, and yet here we are. I remember. I'm gonna remember nothing by the time I actually have to use it. Alright, so I think we're heading down. I don't have like a mouse pointer, so I can't point to where I think I am on the map. But assuming we came in there, I think we're probably, if y'all see this long bar on the left side of the map, this long bar, I think we're probably approaching that area. Right? Oh, don't like that. Okay, lights are off that way. I don't want to go that way, I don't think. I am gonna go where there's light, where I can see. Hello? What the heck is that? I don't like the look of that. Big ol' creepy-ass water slide. That would be the noise I heard. Why is there just a chair facing the wall? That looks like an old logo of some kind. Do y'all know when you're playing a game that's been, like, relatively peaceful so far, and then all of a sudden you get, like, a prompt that says press C to hide or whatever? That's how I feel knowing that there's a run toggle. Like, theoretically, well, that you have the option to make running a toggle instead of a hold. Because, like, nothing's actually happened yet, but on the other side, knowing that I will probably have to run at some point is putting me majorly on edge. Not the timeout chair. Yes, well, I mean, yes, the timeout chair, just here. You've been bad. Sit in this corner and stare at the creepy logo on the wall. Nothing over this way. It is dark as hell in there. Oh boy, more stairs. Okay. There is just a hole in the wall up there. That's not ominous at all. Yeah, I don't trust the water. This is where I don't play horror games. I feel like I just, like... Well, I mean, it depends on the horror game. I feel like I'm so on edge. I'm expecting something to jump out at me at any moment. Although, on the other hand, that is kind of a sign of good... Oh, I'm gonna have to go in the water to get over that way. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I do not want to get jump scared right now. I feel like I'm gonna jump like 3 feet out of my chair. There's another chair. I can't look out of the window. Oh, that's cool. The lighting effect changes if you look out the window. The rest of the room becomes darker in comparison. No running. I am probably gonna have to run. What's in here? Again, this is anxiety-inducing, man. Is it bad that I kind of want to find out what happens if I go off the diving board into the pit? I mean, it's probably just like a you died, and then it resets the demo or something, but I really want to find out what happens if I go into the pit. Oh. That's cool. So this leads to a water slide, I think? Yeah, that leads to somewhere dark and creepy. I'm gonna go see the water slide. I feel like the best way to approach horror games is to just be like, well, if I get got, I get got. Can I go up the water slide? What happens if I try and climb up the water slide? I cannot climb up the water slide. I can, however, go this way. Whee! Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh, I don't like this. I do not like this at all. It is dark down there. I'm going this way. This is just gonna take me back around to... Oh, nope. There's another timeout chair. It is... Oh, the handle of the clock are moving. That's cool. I feel like a lot of liminal spaces type games like these are often... Whoop. Don't like that. Stop talking to me, please. I do not want to hear your echoes. More creepy water. Alright, I can go into the dark hallway or I can go into the creepy water. One of the two. Don't like the sound of that. I'm going this way. My shoulders are, like, up to my ears right now. I am so, like, anxious. I very much do not like this. I'm remembering why I don't play horror games that often now. So there's a hallway around this way that leads back into... Oh, stairs. What's this room? Is this the room with the pit? This is the room with the pit. Okay. So I'm going back over this way, I guess. Oh, Ducky! Hello, Ducky. Please don't jump scare me. This is definitely going to end in me getting a jump scare, so I apologize if I jump like 3 feet out of my chair. But that is a really freaky duck. I guess you could say, what the duck? Yeah, I do not like the look of that thing. I'm going this way. Stupid thing has me expecting a jump scare at literally every turn. Why? Can I go in here? I can't go in there. But I can go in here. Something about being in the water makes me anxious. Well, there is no crouch button. Well, or if there is a crouch button, it's not where a crouch button normally is. I think I've already been in this room. Maybe? I am entirely lost in terms of where I am. Oh wait, yeah, I've already been in here, because I remember walking in and taking note of this thing. This weird hole in the wall. So if I can find my way back to the room with the pit... Okay, I've already been in here. That is somewhat encouraging, to know where I am. Alright, and that's where I was just... That's just where I just was. So I can go around this way. Drink the water? No! Have you seen the color of that? That does not look healthy. Alright, so I can't go down through the pit. I've been back over this way. And I think I've been back this way. So I am gonna... No, wait, I went through the door with the water slide. So instead, I'm gonna... Mouthwash blue? What kind of mouthwash are you drinking that it's that color blue? Alright, so I guess my option is to go down the dark hallway. Woo. Wait, I've been in here too. Ten-year-old mouthwash. Pelican, no! That is not good for you. I guess I'm going this way. Or I might be able to go through here. don't think there's anything back here. I do not like the sound of that. Well, drinking is the best word I could figure out at the time to describe mouthwash, but okay, yeah, I am not a fan of this. I mean, the game's very cool. I just, like, I am on edge. And it is dark back here. Oh, there's the map. Alright, so I think I really only have couple more places I can go here. I've already been back this way, so now I get to go down the dark hallway. Woo. Nothing back here. And there's not really a whole lot in here. There's this with all the weird pillars. And I still have to see if I can find my way back to that room with the rubber duck. But other than that, I am, once again, a little bit lost. As per usual. That is really dark. I don't like that. Ah, another timeout chair. Oh, timeout chair. Can I jump on you? Oh, I can sit in it. Don't like that noise. Going the other way. Is this an exit? Or is this where I came in? No, because this is where I came in. I think I've seen the whole place. Anywhere else I can explore? No. Nowhere else I can explore in this demo, I don't think. Nobody puts Melody in the corner but Melody. Exactly. Alright, so I think I have got... I've still got the Not For Broadcast demo. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Celeste is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is currently on sale for $2 on Steam. When I've played it, I have always played it on a console. So I am interested to see how this goes on keyboard. I'm gonna play a little bit of Celeste. I have to change my Twitch game category again. Celeste. Fix my OBS. $2. I know. It is an insanely good price for a game as good as Celeste. Okay. Just gotta wait for it to launch. I think I've got to make it windowed so that OBS will work for me. I don't want any rumble. I don't like... Hold to grab. I want full screen off. Alright. Up, and it crashed. Lovely. Okay, let's try this again. It may not want to work with OBS today. Again, I've always played this with a controller, so I'm not sure how well it'll play on keyboard. I may have to switch to a controller. It's full screen off. There we go. Okay. Firm. It crashed again. Why? Insufficient memory? What? I should have more than enough to run. Maybe with both my... Oh. With both OBS and my 3D tracking running, it doesn't want to run the game in windowed mode. Damn it. Okay, well, you know what? I should have one more... I don't think I have the demo for this installed anymore, but I do have the full game. So, I do have one other thing that I can play. This is a really cool little logic puzzle. This is called Mimic Logic. And it's a fantasy. I suppose fantasy is probably the right way to describe it. You go through a dungeon and you have to figure out which chests are mimics by figuring out which ones are lying to you. Alright, window size. I need game. Mimic Logic. Come on, why do you not want to load? I might have... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Game. Game capture. I might have to make it a window capture. Give me a second. Window capture. Mimic Logic. There we go. And then I have to massively shrink it. This is, again, another game in a kind of weird aspect ratio, so it's not going to look super nice in my overlay, but that's fine. It's still pretty fun. New game. I'm going to use keyboard. Arrow keys to move, Z to talk, and X for menu. Okay. Are you ready? Let's head into the dungeon and find some hidden treasure. With your fighting skills and my ability to talk to treasure boxes, this should be no problem at all. Huh? You don't know the rules of the game? As long as you can complete the tutorial dungeon, I'm sure we'll be fine. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like my sound is... Oh, my master volume is all the way down. Alright, let's do the tutorial. Within these 4 treasure boxes... Oh boy, Mimics, where's the little white-hair half-elf when you need her? Unfortunately, I don't think they could get the licensing for this game. Alright, within these 4 treasure boxes, there is one mimic that lies. Try to find that mimic. Pressing the C key will show you what all the treasure boxes have to say. This should make it easier to make your guess. If you find a lying mimic, try opening all the other boxes. Alright, so one of you two has to be lying, which means that you are probably... Alright, so one of you two has to be lying. Oh wait, the box below me isn't a mimic, so if you're telling the truth, then you're lying, alright? No, I want to make it the other way around. So I know that you're not a mimic. You're not a mimic. You're not a mimic. You are. There we go. I might want to turn down the sound effects slightly. puzzles are procedurally generated, so you won't be able to find every mimic in every puzzle. In fact, sometimes you will need to decide to move on even though you haven't cleared the entire puzzle. Alright, so one of you two's lying. But I have no way to figure out which one it is. So that's gonna make me move on without figuring them all out. I can buy... Restores 30 guts. I'm not sure why I stop at... So C to optimize gear. A to eat all candy. And S to sell unequipped gear. Yes. The more time passes, the hungrier you'll become. If the gut counter reaches 0, the game's over, so try your best to finish puzzles quickly. Okay, so that's what the gut counter does. I need seals into the boxes. Alright, so one of you two's lying. So that means that both of you are fine. If one of the two red boxes is lying, that means that you're the mimic. Okay. Alright, I can work with this. This is a combat floor. This is the perfect chance to use the items and equipment you've gained from treasure boxes. The A key will eat all of your candy, and the C key will equip your optimal gear. Here's an attack candy. Try eating it to improve your stats. Sweet. Gonna optimize gear, and then... Nessa cast her attack magic. I'm assuming that's pronounced Nessa. There are 6 boxes from here on out. When listening to treasure box hints, use the arrow and Z keys to make guesses easily. Alright. One of you two's lying. So that means that you're true and you're true. So there is no mimic among the blue boxes. No mimic among the blue boxes. There is a mimic among the red boxes. So you are telling. So you're the liar. Wait, no, I want Z to do. There we go. Optimal gear. Not holding any candy. I'm gonna sell all my unequipped gear, and then I probably want to buy something for... Restore 70 gut. Is there anything that restores less? I don't need 70. Yeah, I'll buy one. I don't need more than that. Alright, so if there's any that agree with each other, then those two have got to be right, because there's only one mimic. So, top row contains a mimic, which means that the bottom row doesn't. The box above me isn't a mimic. The box on the right isn't a mimic, which means that you are the mimic. Alright. Something tells me this is more of a just chatting game than I had planned for, but... Use the X key to bring up the menu, and use items. Cool. Optimize all my gear, eat all my candy, and then let's fight. Oh, woo, I beat the tutorial. You got an adventurer's box. New high score. Nice. Well, I mean, I got a high score in the tutorial. I guess that makes sense. Now I've got this thing. You can use 10 adventure points to upgrade your... Oh, you can use adventure points to upgrade your character. I'm solving puzzles fast enough that I'm not too worried about hunger, so I'm gonna strengthen my starting gear instead. Then let's go... Standard, expert, or random. I'm gonna start with standard. one mimic. You're lying. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Sweet, okay. So there is a mimic among the black boxes, which is true. But you agree with the other guy, so you can't be the mimic, meaning that you are. I like logic puzzles. These ones are fairly simple so far. I'm probably jinxing it just by saying that, but... Alright, so one of you two has to be lying. Meaning that you're right. Leftmost column contains no mimics, so you're right. Alright, time to fight some birds, I guess. So there's no mimic among the blue boxes. You two are telling the truth. You two disagree. So that means that you are the mimic. You're the one with the negative statement. Alright. This is going fairly well so far. I mean, I like logic puzzles, but... I'm gonna increase my maths HP by 5. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but just in case. Alright, so you two disagree, meaning that the rest of you are right. The box below me isn't a mimic. You're right, so... The bottom row does not contain a mimic, so you're lying. There we go. Oh, I leveled up. Sweet. Optimize my gear. Eat any candy. I wonder what the odds are of her using her attack magic. Because it's happened on nearly every monster floor so far, but it didn't happen there. I found a little town. Pay me 10 G and I'll restore 10 durability on weapons and gear? Absolutely. I've got gold to spare. When you're in town, you don't get hungry, so your gut doesn't decrease. You don't get hungry while in menus either. Good to know. Would you like to eat something? Sure. Again, I've got gold to spare, so I can afford to get some extra health and hunger. Optimize, candy, sell all unequipped gear. There we go. There are 2 mimics from here on. That's gonna make things harder. Alright, so... I've still gotta look for ones that agree with each other. I think you're probably a mimic, meaning that you're right. And you're right, meaning that you're a mimic. Alright, I think I have this right. Ah! I did not have that right. Rip. What's down here? A basement. By clearing dungeons with certain conditions, you can obtain special treasures. Check question mark to see the conditions for each. 7,000 or more points in a confused dungeon. Doubt? I'm not sure how that works yet. Alright, I am gonna give the standard dungeon another try. You're the mimic. There's only one mimic right now, so that means I'm good to just look for ones that agree with each other and then assume everything else is true. Alright, so you two disagree, meaning that you two are true. Bottom row contains a mimic, leftmost column contains a mimic. So you're the mimic, you are... No, you're the mimic, you are not. I'm glad it stops you, because otherwise I entirely would have missed the treasure chest by virtue of being dumb. Alright, so you two agree with each other. Top row contains no mimics, so you're a mimic. Gear, eat all candy. There we go. Alright, still only one mimic. You two disagree with each other, meaning that the rest of them are true. Leftmost column contains no mimics. Rightmost column contains a mimic. Well, that's not exactly helpful, is it? So if you're a mimic, then you would be lying and your statement would be false. If you're a mimic, then you would be lying and your statement would also be false. I cannot figure out which one is which, I don't think. Which is fine, I'll deal, but it would be nice to have the extra gear. Alright, so still only one. Rightmost column contains a mimic, so both of you agree, meaning that you're true. Alright, so if you're a mimic and you're lying, then that would make you not a mimic and true. If you're a mimic and you're lying, then that would make you not lying and true. Damn it, another one. I was gonna open these four and move on. As nice as the extra gold would be. I think with every attack, there's got to be a certain % chance for Nessa to use her magic. So what I've got to do to navigate around that is just to anticipate her to use her magic each turn, I think is the best way to take advantage of that. I made some medicine. Want to try it? You can be my test subject. HP reduced by 30. Ouch. It's fine. I think I can go in here and buy some... here we go. And then I can buy some extra... Auto restore 10 HP. Nothing else that'll restore HP, but I can... Alright, so I'm just gonna have that. Gonna drink that. I'm not too worried about my HP now. Look here, I'm gonna sell all unequipped. It's always a good idea to use up all of your money when you come to a shop. Cool, I guess. I'm just gonna... I'm on floor 10, there's 20 floors. So I'm gonna buy a couple more gut items, I think. And then I'm ready to get going. 2 mimics from here on out. Alright, so this is where it gets difficult. She gave you the 10-year-old mouthwash. Yep. Alright, so I think the best way to do this is to start by assuming one of them is true, and then going from there. So if you two are both mimics, then that means that everyone else is true. That can't be possible. Which means that you're true, and you're true. You're lying. Box on the right isn't a mimic. Box on the left is a mimic? No, it's not. So you're lying, you're telling the truth, and you're telling the truth. Alright. So if I assume you're true, that means that both of you have to be true. That doesn't work. So you're false, which means that you're true, and you're false, which means that all the rest of y'all are true. That seems like a pretty good way to approach this. So you two contradict each other, so one of you two has to be a mimic. I'm gonna make you a 1. And then one of you guys has to contradict each other. So that means that both of y'all are true. So the box on the right is a mimic, meaning that you're a mimic, and you're true. The box on the right is a mimic. That means that you're a mimic, and you're true. Alright. Ow. What? I thought I got that right. I just didn't read. I didn't read, and it killed me. Alright, one more try. So if you're telling the truth, that means that you're lying. That's not right. Something's not right here. Alright, so if I assume that you're telling the truth, then you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. You're lying. Okay. two agree with each other, meaning that you're telling the truth and you're a mimic. The one mimic puzzles are fairly easy. It's when you get to the later ones that it messes with you a little bit. Can't buy anything good. Alright. That can't be true. You're a mimic. Right, most column contains no mimics. Check, check. Oh. Again, I didn't read the whole thing. Okay, one more try. You're telling the truth, which means that you're false. Alright, so if you're telling the truth, then you're lying. You're not a mimic. Box on the left is a mimic. Buy some of those, and then I'm gonna buy a pure end of rice ball. Yep. Wait, no. Optimize gear, then sell unequipped. That's not right. I think you're probably lying. No. I think you're true. No. That's not right either. You're true, and I think you've got to be true. So if you're true, that means you're true. That means you're true. That means you're false. Okay. Alright, so I'm looking for any ones that agree with each other, and any ones that disagree with each other. So if you two disagree with each other, that means that one of you is the mimic. Bottom row contains a mimic, you're right. Leftmost column contains no mimics, you're right. Ooh, you look creepy. Strange book. Nessa's magic damage +4. I think I will. I'm not gonna sell my unequipped gear yet. Because I think the one I have is low durability. Alright, you two disagree with each other. It means that one of y'all's the mimic. Meaning that the rest of y'all are true. Box on the right isn't a mimic. So that's true, meaning that you are a mimic. Okay. Eat all candy, optimize gear. You know, sometimes you can't be 100% sure about the answer to a puzzle. At the times like that, the best move is to just give up, go down the stairs, and move on. Do I try the medicine again? What are the odds that it's gonna backfire on me twice? You know what? I have the gold to... I was gonna say I have the gold to deal with the consequences. I'm gonna check for any good weapons or items in here. Attack plus 15 durable. I'm gonna buy that as a backup. Then I'm gonna sell that. The fact that there's an item named Boring Rock makes me think it'll come in handy. There are 2 mimics from here on. Okay, so here's where it gets hard. So I'm looking for anything that... Bottom row has at least 1 mimic. Okay, so I'm assuming you two agree. Assuming you two are both true. That means that you're false. The rightmost column contains no mimics. That's true. Which means that you have to be false. And you're true. There we go. What did I get? Wrong. Wrong button. Gear, maybe? No. Relic, I think. Devil Mana, Nessa's magic rate plus 12. 42% magic is nice. So it is at a 30% base rate. Alright, so I'm gonna start off assuming you're true. Meaning that you have to be true. Meaning that you two both have to be true. Meaning that... So that's not it. So you're false. Meaning that you're false. Box on the right isn't a mimic, leftmost column has 1 or more. Top row has at least 1, and the box on the right isn't. Alright, that checks out. Eat all my candy, optimize my gear, and go kill some skeletons. I think those are supposed to be skeletons. Alright. So... You two agree with each other. There is a mimic among the black boxes. Okay, so that means that you're lying. The box on the left is a mimic, you're true. Box on the right isn't a mimic, you're true. That would make you the mimic, I think. Box on the right isn't a mimic, check. There's a mimic among the black boxes, check. There is no mimic around the red boxes, check. There is a red mimic. There's a mimic among black boxes, check. There's no mimic among the black boxes, you're wrong, which makes you the mimic among the black boxes, and the box on the left is a mimic. Alright, 16. Oh, there's more boxes now. Box on the right isn't a mimic. You two agree with each other, so I'm gonna assume you two are both true. Meaning that you're true. Diagonal down left is a mimic. Diagonal up right isn't a mimic, so you're a mimic. Diagonal down left from me isn't a mimic. Okay. Diagonal down right from me is a mimic. Yes. Diagonal down left isn't. Yes. Ah, damn it. I should have known better. Alright, it is, it's getting a little later than I normally stream, so I think I'm gonna be done for today. I am, speaking of demos from today, I'm definitely gonna pick up Strange Horticulture for probably next week. And then I've got some games that are not demos, but that I definitely want to play on stream to show y'all. I will hopefully have my stream schedule up. I will hopefully actually have my stream schedule up this week. I kind of ran out of time this week. But yeah, I will definitely have my stream schedule up, probably tomorrow. And until then, I will see y'all on Monday. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you later.